Alright, I think I'm live again, and I'm just gonna wait for people to start showing up now. Maybe I should get that thing before this access starts. And this is always the most exciting portions of the live stream. Just waiting for someone to say hi. I almost forgot it was Friday. Hey! What's up? Okay. A bird just hit my window. Hold on. I actually didn't see this. A bird just hit my window. That was a beetle. That was a giant beetle. That thing hit the window so hard it's right on the thing. That is funny. Hi everybody, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm not. Hey, shipping is magic. Wait, no audio? Can't hear me? You can't make it. Don't confuse me. I get scared when that happens. Nothing's the matter. No, nothing's the matter. I'm always feeling so down in the dumps every single day. That's just how my life works. This isn't about me. It's about you guys and what questions you might have for this week. Maybe where's my Rick and Morty uploads, even though I'm up to season 2 at this point on real time. Oh man, it's a lot harder to edit these things and post them up on Google Drive than I thought. Hi, Johnson Fireblood. It's just, yeah, not Alexander said no audio, so it got me confused. I'm looking at this bar thingamajig on my on OBS, and it's going up. So something's going right. Oh, I'm praying for you, man. It's been a long time since I've been to the dentist, and I will tell you the truth. I have not been taking care of my teeth that well either. So I'm actually surprised I haven't gotten a single tooth problem, if not a single health problem in general. I haven't gotten sick in a long time, just like minor colds. So I think it's just my immune system being like, I don't believe in sickness or tooth decay. Oh, Jesus. Thanks. Thanks, Unuma Official. Thanks. I was thinking about something. Someone told me that when you donate stuff, and thanks again, if you donate stuff, it goes straight to AdSense, which is great, but since AdSense doesn't get to me until like the 21st of each month, it gets kind of hard to utilize the money that you've given me in my everyday life, which happens a lot, that I need like maybe extra money because sometimes the bank account gets into the negative, and if any of y'all had any like bank problems like that, whenever you're in a negative, they can hit you with an extra fee of $30-something, which defeats the purpose of you trying to hurry up and put the money into the bank before they hit you with that. And you wouldn't believe how many times I needed just that $1 extra to get that out of the negative. But thanks again, thanks. I assume you're gonna skip for the moment Ruby Chibi Season 2. No, actually I've just now gotten through like getting all the episodes ready for like my big marathon that I'm trying to do. I'm gonna get into it since I have a week left until the actual episode gets posted up on YouTube, which allows me to upload my reaction comes out. I think that gives me enough time to pretty much do it, hopefully. Oh, jeez. Sprained left foot? Seriously, luckless? Don't go by your name. Don't be luckless. Just have luck in your life, man. That's terrible. I don't want to hear that. Man. Opinions on Cuphead. Amazing game. I can't agree with the people calling it the new Dark Souls. I swear to God, if I hear 3 more games that are just called the Dark Souls of something. Have you even played Dark Souls? I need to ask the question to anyone who ever called another game Dark Souls if they actually played Dark Souls, or just going with the meme that it's just hard. Just because something's hard does not make it immediately Dark Souls. Cuphead is hard, but it's easy to understand the patterns, and they pretty much choreograph their movements pretty easily. The only bosses I had problems with was Miss Sweet Princess Woman with the giant castle, that one clown guy, and not even Satan gave me that much of a problem. It is Canadian. Is that Canadian? No. Okay, are you still worried about the day in October? Nope, actually, I actually had something planned for that day. I'm happy you remembered. At least that shows me that you guys remember how I'm fearing, and also looking forward to that day for how celebratory I'm gonna make it. It's gonna be fun. Trust me. And they actually don't, because I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing exactly, but I'm trying to get something done. If I don't get it done, you'll see it eventually. But yeah, that day is coming up, and I'm doing something about it. Don't worry. Thanks again. Oh, that's my fault. It's not you pushing your exercising. It's more like it reminds me of the time when I was in track, and I had a lot of leg problems when I was in track. I even had shin splints at one point, and every time I walked, it just made my life a living hell, and just going back to that memory just hurts. But it's fine. It's fine. It just keep doing it though. Whatever you exercise for, are you into any sports? Because I've been in both baseball, track, basketball. Have not even tried to attempt to touch football. I will not survive in that sport. But yeah. It's like, if you're pushing yourself hard for your exercising, keep doing it for whoever it is you're exercising for, whether it just be everyday life or whatever. Just don't go too far. Shin splints are not a thing that I want you to have. That's just like that's in that category. Thoughts on MLP movie? I'm not talking about it until sooner or later that I want to have a discussion with all the other reactors. I don't know if you've ever seen the full-on discussion video that I have with other reactors via like Google Hangouts. I want to do that for the movie because I have very deep opinions on the movie, and I want people to either talk down on me on some of these opinions face to face, technically, not through text, because I don't want like the deal that happened last week in my live stream to happen. I want everything just to be plain, straightforward, simple. I don't misinterpret their interpretations of the movie, and they don't have to misinterpret mine, that sort of thing. So yeah, the main thing I'd say about the movie is that it was great, but I will say it's not like the best MLP based thing ever. Is that okay for me to say without having to explain myself in 100% detail? Because I want to save that for a discussion with those guys, because I believe it'll be way better. Which is better, chocolate or pizza? Well, this depends on what you want to eat. As a college student, I gotta go with pizza, because pizza is literally like the lifeblood of what I eat down here. Because due to all the free pizzas that you get from constantly ordering pizza from both Papa John's, Domino's, and Pizza Hut, you kind of just accumulate a bunch of free pizzas and a whole bunch of free days without having to spend money. So it's like that. As for chocolate, no matter what I do, I always have to pay for chocolate, and not to mention I'm not always in the mood for chocolate. And plus, chocolate isn't like a meal that you can have every day, so gotta go with pizza, mostly because of the bias of being a college student. That and book buy ramen, those two things, you gotta have them in college. What's the most embarrassing thing you did on camera besides fall out of your chair? Any other scenario where I flipped out like a bunch when I did something in one of my reactions, whether it be punching the crap out of my door when I saw the smooths, or really having a laughing fit when I saw another character show up. It's like, it really depends on what you would call embarrassing. The only other embarrassing thing that I could actually think about is one of these days I'm gonna accidentally put the start streaming button instead of the start recording button, and instead of checking to see if I actually pushed the right button, I'm actually doing my reaction video as a live stream. People are in a chat telling me, does he not know that he's doing a live stream? Does he not know that he's doing this? He's reacting to this thing and he doesn't even know he's doing it as a live stream. I'm waiting for that day. It's gonna happen. Sooner or later, I will be absent-minded enough. But right now, since it's in my head, I'm going to do my best to make sure that doesn't accidentally happen, because the start streaming button and the start recording button are dangerously close from one another, and they give you no indications on whether or not you're doing one or the other. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'm prepared for it. But right now, yeah, that would be the most embarrassing thing that would happen sooner or later on my channel. Trust me. Oh man, Pac-Man, pretty hard. It's like your Dark Souls. I like to go back to the past and just have someone say that and be like, you don't even know what Dark Souls even is. I don't know. It's just for some reason I feel like saying that. I gotta go. Great day. All right, Johnson Fireblood. Such a trend these days in 1950s, looking video games with the devil involved. May I say? Yeah. W animation preview. It's gorgeous. Thanks. I'm doing this new thing now. I have 2 classes. I have motion graphics, which is mainly animation based, and 2D animation based, and audio for animation. My audio for animation teacher said our final is basically going to be put audio to an animation you created, and this gives me an excuse to do the trailer I was thinking about doing for one of my backstory trailers for Icon's basic backstory trailer, and it just involves his main family members and then him at the end. The movement that I did is basically him about to just obliterate something. Hashtag spoiler alert. But yeah, I can't wait to get more in detail on that, and that took me only 3 hours. I can't wait what the next few weeks are gonna show up. I'm gonna start uploading the progress over and over until at least I get a good motion that it's okay for me to upload this as a progress bar. That is the only scene that will basically be that fluid in motion. Everything else would be kind of like stills with something flowing in there, as like it's supposed to be symbolic, so it's supposed to make sense in that aspect. But that's about the only thing I'm just trying to get done first. Everything else is pretty easy. Plus, I'm doing a voiceover. It's gonna be fun to do that too. What's your next reaction series you have planned? Something that doesn't involve me uploading it on Google Drive, hopefully, because those series take like the longest amount of time to get to, because it takes so much time out of my day, both with the rendering and the uploading to both Google Drives. Thanks to Google Drive not allowing you to watch, it kicks you out if a lot of people are watching it, so that's why I had to put 2 separate areas. After Rick and Morty, let's just find something that's okay to put on YouTube. How's that? Is there a series that I can just watch, like, you know, Camp? I can get back into that. I need to take a break from the Google Drive stuff. It's draining my life. Oh, God. Okay. But that's pretty much it. I'm not entirely sure. I hope to get back into Little's Pet Shop at some given point in my life, because God knows I need to get back into that. But that's really planned. I don't really plan things out. I just sort of do. If this was a job, I'd definitely like organize a few things, but this is just a hobby, man. I don't put that much effort into it unless it's like mandatory for me to via money wise to get this out. While the money I do get from this through AdSense does help out in like pinches, the current job I have and also trying to get a career in the college is definitely top priority. I cannot plan this stuff out because my schedule is so all over the place and anything can change due to life being life. Pure commentary. Actions, bro. Thanks, Nicholas man. No sports, just trying to improve general health. That's also good. Just ignore the signs of gets worse. Yeah, that's also a good thing to go for. Having good health just in your life in general is just perfectly fine. Just because I haven't actually been into a sport in a long time, but I still do regular exercises, go on my jogs every now and then. Because you just do that, like, believe it or not, I'm actually in shape. I don't like exercising in general. Text would sound rude. Here's no tone content. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. So, like reading certain people's like long paragraphs of their critiques on both the episode and their critiques on me reacting to the episode. I want to take it like in a sense that they're not trying to like bash me in a sense. Of saying that I'm an inferior watcher of a show, but I know when I talk to them like through text back that they just like being like really critical, and analytical for the sake of just how they want to be analytical, but they don't really care that much about like certain things that I say. Just saying that I maybe should light up a bit, but you guys should know that this is my first time viewing, so first time viewing always is up for interpretation for my second, third, and fourth viewing that I have after the video is over. That's one thing, yeah, people know. If I miss a joke, don't worry. When I watch it on my own time and not trying to do commentary, I'm probably gonna get it since my only attention is to the screen. Meal, no. Chocolate is a meal, not an attitude isn't. Trust me, man, I know a person who had chocolate for a meal and it's not good for his teeth. It's been a while since I had actually like a sweet craze. Like I actually been eating a bunch of sweets. I guess that you already know by now, but be careful. All the episodes season 7 got leaked last week. I hope you will not get spoiled. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say this, but if I have to say it every single time, I will say it every single time. I have filtered out my YouTube space to the point where MLP related content does not show up in any way, shape, or form. Same thing goes for Steven Universe, and same thing goes for anything else that I'm currently reacting to. The only things that are able to spoil me is me actually going into the comment sections and someone getting a little too overzealous in their hyping of the episode. I could go with examples, but I hate it when people go to that person and say, how could you make him think that much to actually get spoiled in a technical sense? Because it's not technically their fault. They're just trying to be fun. They're just trying to see, they don't know how far they went to a guy like me who thinks a lot. So I don't want anyone to go off on no guys. So let's just let you guys know. The only people that can spoil me is the people I see in my comment section. When it comes to like leaked footage, leaked videos, leaked images, someone putting a thumbnail in their video will not show up because I made sure it doesn't show up. And if you want someone who's more credible to me to say that, let's just through the words of William, my God that used to be here and now it's currently gone, I got this. That's about it. So don't worry about spoilers. The only way I have to intentionally want to go find spoilers if I want spoilers for myself. So don't worry about that. In fact, here's the thing, guys. I didn't even know that was a thing until other people in my comment section told me about it. See, that's just how that goes. Like various things I would not even know about unless you guys told me it. So, that's just how blissfully unaware and unmanageable that entire thing is. I'm not gonna get spoiled. Don't worry. Hello, don't get dead X. They told me help. You should open up a Discord for your fans. I should do that, but I don't think I can due to the fact that that has a lot of pressure on me to make sure that I'm always visibly active, which I'm afraid I'm never actually am. And I know you guys are very understanding, but here's the thing: as the one Spike episode once dictated, you are your own worst critic. So if I declare me not worthy enough to allow you guys to be in a Discord and actually believe in myself to make sure that I'm active enough to actually warrant that, I have to say that I can't do it. I'm just not confident enough. But sooner or later I might be. Trust me. Like, do a Discord thing for my Patreons, definitely. That might actually make more sense. Like, I'll just make, even though Friday is like the main day that I have to myself, I could just make Friday as a live stream / Discord day. But that would also take away from the personal animations and the other homework that I get done and general R&R I can have on this Friday that I have free to myself. So it's just like something, you know, it's like the Twilight episode like we had recently. It's like, how far do I go until I stop caring about my personal stuff and go into the things that people want me to do because they know it will make them happy and it'll make me happy to see them happy that I did it. So it's like, it's hard. Have you seen Big Bang Theory? I'm curious. Yes, I have seen The Big Bang Theory. It has been a while since I've seen the actual series in and of itself, but I do remember watching like a good few seasons of it. What was your favorite song by Weird Al? Like, I remember answering this question, and it's basically all of Weird Al's songs. I like Amish Paradise, every single parody song he's did, from the Michael Jackson parodies of Eat It and Fat and, you know, that sort of stuff, and pretty much anything he has done. If I had to, I think my only quintessential one would be Polka Face, because it's like a mashup of all the things he could parody in a polka-related theme. White and Nerdy was fun. anything involving Weird Al is pretty much one of my favorite things. Heck, even the thing that he did with Shmo Yoho, for the you know, Hillary versus Trump thing that he did on the channel. Anything he does, I just enjoy. He's just that kind of guy for me. He's great. What is college like? It's draining, life draining. You would hate your life. I'm joking. It all depends on your mindset. If you truly believe that college is just like another step you can take forward to achieving something that you don't believe you can handle on your own, do college. Just know the implications and the backlash you're gonna get once you do college via being in debt and having to maintain your struggles in life, along with being in college and also being by yourself on your own. Even if you are with your family, you're technically still on your own to try and take care of yourself when you're here in college. But my current experience for the 2 years I've been here and about to go on my last third year, it's been pretty entertaining. I've met a lot of great people that helped me out and improved. If you haven't looked at my DeviantArt, I would have never gotten to that level of like animation if it wasn't for this college. So for me, college was a technical success in my progression, but some people can really just have that natural talent and just do everything on their own without even touching college. So it really is dependent on your character. For me, yes, it's 5 p.m. For Daniela Kidna. Yeah, it is daytime for me. Broadstar Boy, what did you just say about what? Camp maybe. Rooster Teeth is okay with that. Yeah, I remember doing 2 episodes and they were okay with it. I don't even think they did like their like copyrighted thing to allow the revenue from that video to go to their stuff. They're okay with that. It's just Camp was interesting to me, and I still have all the episodes of season 1 on my computer right now, just waiting to be reacted to. But it's just like I don't know why I haven't gotten into it. And they're short too. It's like I think I would be flocking to them because they're so short compared to like the 22, 30-minute long things that I've been watching recently. So I've got a friend who talked to me about something. A series MLP, the crossover comics. Any suggestions on what to do to make them regret giving me ideas? A Boku no Hero a crossover, if the BNHA is exactly what I think it is, that is something. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Look, I'm a good story writer. Even if I want to stroke my own ego for a bit, I'm an okay story writer. If you want to downgrade that a little bit, but I don't know what exactly you could tell them to help them regret giving you ideas. Something. Second channel. Here's the one thing about reactions for me, guys. I'm a very picky individual. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when it comes to me, not all reactors are the same. I don't know if you have reactors that literally react to anything, no matter the quality, for the sake of both. They might get a kick out of it, or they might get a non-kick out of it, but the entertainment value comes from how bad it is, kind of thing. For a guy like me, it really is a confined space of things that I find interest in watching. And some of the series that I was given on my live stream to help me give me reactions, I've taken a look of some of the series and stuff, and they just didn't seem like the type of series that I, 1, get into, or 2, not be fond enough to do commentary over. So it's like I want to also make another live stream to say which ones passed and which ones failed, and also maybe get more ideas from the same people who gave me those first intakes. Because some animes just don't interest me. I'm like Josh in that sense. Josh, if he says he doesn't like something and doesn't want to watch something, he is firmly on that stance that that he's not gonna watch it. Like Boku no Hero Academy, we told him how great it was. He watches My Little Witch Academia. Wow, Deck. Little Witch Academia. But he will not give Boku no Hero a chance. He's just that firm on it, and I will admit I'm that firm on certain things as well. So it really depends on what I'm gonna be watching. It's hard. Oh, that's great. Be sure to tell me about it once you're done. It's very hard to pronounce your name because my dyslexia constantly moves some A's around and also your U into your A. So, Yanama. Yeah, be sure to tell me about it once you're done with your animation. Yeah, man, everyone died. See, it's also jokes like that that just helps me, you know, understand that people are joking. That's impossible to happen because this is a kid's show. There's no way they're gonna die. They already got away with blowing up Twilight in season 3, but that's about as far as they're gonna get. I have one character concept done. Do you want to see? Go for it. Just link it to me on DeviantArt and I'll get to it at some point. Well, probably after this live stream. Begun. Lock your houses. When hello, hey Jonathan. What? Hey Rose Lips. Man, I can't believe I'm already this far. I'm probably this far back in the chat as it is again. You got this. We get this together. Sorry. Yeah. If you could live anywhere you want, where would you go? I'd probably go to Japan. I've been there only once and it was great. So yeah, it really depends. Like if I can truly understand the language and, you know, have full-on conversations like I wanted to when I was teaching myself Japanese, I definitely want to live in Japan. I'm just too afraid I'm gonna be there, be confused, and not being able to actually get my words across well enough to actually get help in certain scenarios. So that's why I need to stay in America, where my fluidity in English is striving, so you could say. But Japan is nice. It's very nice. Certain areas, it's very nice. It's very nice. And even though it's one of those places, it's like I want to go to Japan because it seems nice, and like how people want to go to New York because it seems nice, people want to go to other places because it seems nice. I think Japan is actually one of those places that is actually just a generally nice place to go. Because I've been in New York, and I've been in New York for a solid of 2 days, and my lord, it's just things around there was just so compacted. Ugh. Last time you said you stream on Friday, I thought you meant Friday at 1 a.m. So I stayed up late in that time waiting for your stream, and after that I regretted it because I had school. Yeah, again, I need to have a nice, like, proper scheduling for these things. I just kind of just start them. It's Friday, time to do my stream. Oh, I remember I need to do the stream. Start it up, boom, push the button, and here I am. Sooner or later, I might actually do something, but don't get your hopes up. I have no faith in myself to actually have a scheduling system. We're in week 3, and I still haven't got a scheduling system. Good to know. I need to learn how to filter my YouTube properly and I spoil like crazy. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. Trust me. You have to put like very specific things to make sure that you won't get something. But yeah. Do you try to keep some form of consistency with characters, clothing styles, or are you just making things up as you go? I do try to keep a consistency in clothing styles, try to make them as natural as possible, also giving them their own personal flair of what they would actually do. Because certain anime characters that I've seen in the mainstream versions of certain animes I've been watching, they really try their best to make them stand out to the point where you can... It's both a blessing and a curse. I've had the comments that if I were to silhouette all my characters, it's very hard to dictate and pick out which ones are different from one another due to the fact that their clothing styles are so either equally as like generic / normalized to, you know, just downright dull. Yeah, I had the criticisms of that. And you have other characters in certain animes that have like their different type of clothing styles that truly define their characters in that sort of sense. My story is both in the stake of taking that, and while it is one way to show through clothing of someone's personality, having their actual personality show throughout their combat style, their way of talking to people, how they talk to people, the ways they interact with people in general, and how they stand and what their stances are and what their beliefs are, kind of also flow in that aspect for me. Not to mention, I just suck at making character clothing designs as it is, so I just kind of keep in my little bubble of what I know I'm good at, and that is doing generic, basic type of clothing. And I'm willing to admit that. And sooner or later, I hope to get into a more broader sense of what the clothing styles could be for characters. But the consistency in the character's clothing is always to basically how the circles of hell are actually structured. If you notice through if you notice for the Baron race, they obviously all have like some type of fur-based clothing to them, and they also have like one part of something is black and the other part is white. So that's easy to see. As for all the like violence people, they share the same method of barely having much clothing on, while you know how Zaru has his chest pretty much bared out. A lot of characters seem to have their chest bared out as well. They're from that same circle. Fraud people can be anything because they can be anything they want, so it's kind of, they're pretty much the only random style that I really go with. And as for every other place, like if you get to gluttony, most gluttons are going to have their stomachs out, so they're going to have clothing that pretty much showcases their main aspect of what the gluttony area does. Lust, obviously slutty clothing, and other assortments of things. So yeah, for how I structure clothing for my characters, it's just how I believe their personality, how I believe they wake up in the morning and want to dress themselves as, if that makes sense. But yeah. It's a little bit, to answer your question, like outright too long didn't read version. Yes, it is sort of a making up as I go along, but only because I make up the character and how they would think. Like how I think I said this before, dialogue to me is never planned out. Not a single line of dialogue that you've read was planned out ahead of time. Everything is just like this character and this character, what would they say each other to get their word across and get their information from one another. And that's how my mind works. Man, I talked for a while. So I'm going to continue on. Remember, Friday, yeah. Have an unpopular opinion on shows everybody likes and you don't, and shows you like but everybody likes it, everybody dislikes. Yes, I think, maybe. Okay, I like My Hero Academia. I like Little Witch Academia. I like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. Dragon Ball Super? I don't like Dragon Ball Super. I don't like Dragon Ball Super because it's just, it's not a good anime. Only because the people's arguments on that is that it has good moments. Okay, so if you take all the episodes that have the good moments inside of them, and let's just baseline it as 7 great episodes. That's 7 great episodes out of 110. That's a failing grade. So I gotta say it's a bad show. So yeah, but Dragon Ball Z, I won't go as far as to say Dragon Ball GT, but are great shows. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's the only one I can really think of that I know people kind of like can talk down on me like, yeah, there are certain good things about Dragon Ball Super, but for other shows, I can't really like come up with them. Like really, I can't, and I'm not afraid to share them, not at all. I can't say anything about BoJack Horseman. People have been telling me about because I haven't actually watched the series. I'm not gonna actually judge a series if I haven't watched it yet, because that's just how that goes. So yeah, I guess if there's any show that I have not watched but other people want me to watch because they say it's great, it would have to be those shows, only because I don't have an actual general opinion on them yet. Hi, Mom. Okay, I'm back, but my yeah, that happens a lot. Indeed, watch. I don't recall if there. Oh darn it. You and to your A. Is that what she said? Joking somewhere. I knew as soon as I said it. See, I know you're right because as soon as I said it, I'm like something about that. Because as soon as I said it, first thing that came to my mind was one of the Ninja Sex Party songs. And I think you know what it is. So as soon as the case is like, okay, yeah, that's definitely a thing. Since there are beings for time and space, are there alternate versions of them, or do they exist beyond the alternate worlds? Time and space. Okay, if I have to explain time and space in like a general sense, there are other times and there are other spaces. However, there is only one quintessential time and only one quintessential space. In the beginning of everything, when God said, okay, instead of just heaven, let's make the rest of the universe here, and gave it time and space, it made a version of time and a version of space. They are together forever, and they used to work in tandem with one another throughout the whole entire universe. Subspace, new space, other realities in that space, other dimensions. time and space acted accordingly. If you were in one place in time, you were the same place, and if you go into outer space and go somewhere, it would be the exact same time that some place would be. They both move in the same motion. Then as millenniums went by, they realized they have to reset things. And once they reset things, a new version of themselves will be incarnated into that new set. Now, let's go with the random number and say there are 5 time bodies, and there are 5 space bodies, and each one incarnation one another, we're still together. In the current verse that we are right now, something happened with Hirota and Cosmo to make it so they broke up with one another. Once they broke up with one another, that's when time and space were split. That's why if you go to this place, it's this time, and you go to that place in the universe, it's that time, because they split apart. Now, I won't go into the details of what happened between the two, but just know there are other embodiments of time and other embodiments of space, but they cannot be killed unless the quintessential versions, which exist in the beginning of both time and space, can be killed. Let's say that. So none of them can overtake one another. They're kind of like Jehovah. They're kind of like Jehovah, I am, and God and himself. They all have the exact same level of power. It just depends on their personality and what their goals and morals are, if how they actually use them. So same thing with the time and space guys. Some time and space guys can overtake maybe in an actual battle other versions of themselves, only because one's more passive than another, and one's more aggressive than another. That sort of thing. So right now the incarnations we have are basically modernized versions. They kind of fit with times if they have to reset in a certain era. You know what I mean? So there's that. Okay, thanks. Yunuma? I would love to send you to Japan. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. Trust me. If we could go to Japan, I love it. Oh, lordy. Lordy, lordy. I didn't sleep, like at all, so I might, well, fall asleep. Alright, Rose Lips. Are you a morning person or are you a night owl? This being asked by an unholy combination of the two. It really depends. It really depends. If I have, I can really switch between the two. If I have work, I'm a huge morning guy. Like, I psych myself up to be a morning guy, and so I get myself in a good mood. So when I get to work, I don't have to hate my life. And when I don't have work and I just have like classes in the evening time or something like that, I'm just a night owl. I just stay up all night, go to sleep in the daytime, wake up before 6, and then go to class, and then rinse and repeat until I have work to show up. So yeah, basically I'm unholy balance between the two, you know, myself. My little hero witch academia. That's a quote for a crossover, please. Well, it's like God, we don't see or hear him, but he supposedly created something beautiful. Yeah. That's the whole deal. Like in my story, it's like, yo. It's like in my story, it's like, yo, God exists. No one's an atheist. No one's nothing like that, since it's pretty obvious God exists, because you see angels walking around, demons running amok, and God is quite literally talking to people. So it's like, yeah, that's like a thing. And for that, that's why I like my universe a little bit. It's like, how would people really act if, like, oh yeah, it's impossible to really speculate if God exists now because he's literally there. How would that go? And who would be the people who still say they don't believe in him? Like, that sort of thing. It's fine. Dan from Game says, cool guy. Yeah, he's great. Jehovah does sound like a warrior name, even though he's like the quintessential kid character in the entirety of my story. Hey, Adi Cruz. Fit in a certain time. Good one, some could say. Not me. Not that big one on wordplay. Some is good, not always. How would you recommend a nursing home made psyche yourself up for work? How how would you recommend a nursing home maid psyching herself up for work? Nursing home. Remember the times you had with your grandparents and just imagine yourself in the shoes of the people who have grandparents. I'm not entirely sure. Like, for me, whenever I had to go to a nursing home to spend time with, whether it be my grandmother or any of my grandparents in general, not just my quintessential grandparents on my mom's side or something like that, just grandparents in general, in a nursing home, I just have to realize that, like, this is a place where they either go to be okay in the world, and having that in my brain just allows me to weigh through all the urine scent, the crazy old timers that are there, and basically anything else. I just feel sorry and feel bad whenever I walk in there, and it's like a very depressing place. Even if they have smiles on their face, it's just a depressing place to me. So it's very hard to psych yourself up. For me, if in my case, it's very hard to psych myself up if I was going there. If you had a little sibling, would they be the galaxy? Probably. If anything, if my wow, I was about to say granddaughter. I don't have grandchildren. If my niece, any of my nieces, all of my nieces ever have a chance to get a YouTube account, I would love them to call themselves, like, "Do you want to build a galaxy?" Because I do know that that two of my nieces love Frozen, so I know they would like that little acronym in their name as well. So hey, prepare for the worst. I'm saying anything. Why should you be worried? It's fine. Say whatever you need. You got a question? Got a suggestion for a reaction? Hopefully I can probably get to. Go for it. You shouldn't be afraid to be anything. I'm not. I know this hair is huge, but it's not intimidating. Trust me. I don't use this to both attract mates and also fend off creatures of the night. Trust me, this thing is not intimidating. In fact, it's just a helmet. It allows me to protect myself. That's about it. Oh yeah. I mean, not the patient an issue, more of a psycho staff manager. Oh, okay. In that case, I don't know. Write a strongly worded letter and don't send it. That's about all I can do. That generic thing. I actually did it once and it worked. It actually worked. And I think that's just a psychological thing. If you actually believe it won't work, it might actually work. It's only depressing when a resident decides to hurl a coffee cup across a crowded room. Yeah, that is definitely depressing. It's like being in a class and you're the only sensible person in that room, and you just see the teacher doing her or his best to just be calm in the matter and remember that they became a teacher to teach students, and then students themselves are just not wanting to be taught, and then you're just that only person in class sitting there wanting to be a good student, and you're suffering on his behalf because you're not learning anything as they're not learning anything. It's hard. It's hard. Also, about the Discord thing, I like your idea for the Patreon thing. My idea, you could open a Discord, give your Patreon perms on there, and open it up for everyone to talk, maybe in a future thing. That is definitely a thing that you said that, and it actually, like, went inside my head as an actual plausibility. I will think about that. Trust me. An idea for Nobody Cries Nothing based on the Steam. Based on this on the Steam where you talked you talked about those things. Yeah, idea for Steam where we talk things. Yeah. Shoot them out. That'd be great to hear it. It's glorious. Thank you. See what happened last time. There's an old quote from a very, very smart tortoise that I'd like to repeat to you guys right now. Yesterday was history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. So, since yesterday, being last week, was history, let's forget about it, because that was in the past. Tomorrow is a mystery. We don't know what's going to happen, but all I do know is with my current mindset, I know things are going to go alright, because this current present, me, is already forgiven, forgotten about it. It was my fault too. In any case, I want to say it's nobody's fault. It was just a heat of the moment kind of dealio, and it just, I've been saying that word a lot, and we just need to move on from it. History is a thing that we both take and move on from it and expand upon it in a better way. This is one of those scenarios. You shouldn't be afraid to talk to me. You should never be afraid to talk to me. As I said again, the last thing I want to have in my life is people being intimidated to talk to me. That's bad. That means I failed in some regard, and I don't like failing. Patreon. Okay. Let's say it. A parody comic strip series based on Ruby Chibi, although I haven't been able to go anywhere with it. I actually have had like one or two of my characters turn into chibis, and they looked adorable, and it was Sagi and my main character. Sagi looks adorable as a chibi, even though I hate her guts. Oh my lord. And it was because I went to an anime convention, and it just had a person who was great at drawing chibified characters, and I gave him two of my characters, being Sagi and the main character. He drew them, and it was like, my lord, I want a series based on this. In fact, I just want a series based on chibi versions of all the Lords of the Circles, and just do that, because I remember watching like the spin-off series of Rock Lee and Springtime of Youth, and I just want a series with just the chibified Akatsuki members, because having all their personalities counteract with one another, also being in a comedic setting, is just hilarious to me. Same thing goes from the Lords of the Circle. I just love their personalities and how they clash with one another, which I do my best to make it so if we're gonna be in hell, I want at least two or more lords together so they can bounce off each other. That's pretty much been my thing. Whew. There are these obscure adult cartoon series that was canceled way ahead of time. God, the Devil, and Bob. Interesting. Interesting titles, I gotta say, especially Bob. Unless that's just the full title. God, the Devil, and Bob. God, the Devil, and Bob. Oh, I actually think I heard of that before. It's like way deep in my subconscious, but I do remember hearing that somewhere. Routine. How did my hair get so big? And why? Not in a red room. This is unacceptable. I'm deleting my channel and making a new channel called Do You Want to Build a Shadow? Hello, me. Have you seen Moral Oral? I've heard of that name. I'm actually gonna look it up now, because you're actually gonna make my head hurt the entire rest of this stream if I don't look it up now. Something tells me that. Because I do remember me seeing that. Yes, I have seen that, and it was one of those series that popped up on Adult Swim, and I don't know why and what made me want to see it, since I didn't like Robot Chicken, and the animation style kind of reminded me of certain skits of Robot Chicken. But for some reason, I just couldn't help myself but to watch certain episodes of Moral Oral. And it was like, it was an experience. It has been a while since I've seen that series, and it was just another one of those subconscious things. Like, in fact, while I'm at it, I'm going to look up the God, Devil, and Bob to see if I can actually jog my memory on that, because I know for a fact I heard that name before. Yes, I have, and I have seen this. Again, I have seen this, and it was an interesting series. Man, thank you guys for bringing like old diamonds in the rough for me. That was y'all do. I guess I'll tell them I'm pretty in RP server on Discord. I made a character, but I'm happy with the name. Any ideas? He's a kind and loyal king, if that helps with ideas. Kind and loyal king. If we're not going with like already pre-existing names that pretty much already understand the terms of a kind and a loyal king, Arthur is always a good name to go with, but you know, Arthur is both an obvious name and already used for King Arthur. So if I had to go off of another name, I'd say probably, Caradon. Caradon is one of the kings that I've thought about making when I was growing up. This was back when my story was more in the Middle Ages. not the Middle Ages, you know, the old times where kings and queens were a thing. Caradon used to be a king that was always loyal to his people. He wasn't going to turn out to be a Hiroshi. He was a legit nice guy. But hey, to have that name go out in the history books as someone else's RP character would be great. But again, probably not the best name, because Caradon does kind of like mean a certain other thing in the context of it. So I don't know. I'm not good with names and thinking of on the spot. I can only think of names that came up when I was growing up and making my story. Alright, but as another quote, those who forget about history are doomed to repeat it. No, what I said, no, what did I say? But another, okay, I don't know if you said that quote as like a quote kind of thing, but I said we look upon the past to build upon it and make sure we don't make the same mistakes. I'm not saying history is something that should be forgotten. I'm saying history should be something we build upon, not repeat over and over and over again, like how the movie and show industries are being doing right now by rebooting old series, and even Dragon Ball Super to an extent, things that are supposed to stay in history so we can look on that and build on it through other series that could spread their wings and fly. But now that Super is here, it's like Dragon Ball Z's back at the helm and other series are barely being noticed because other people are so caught up in their nostalgia of the past. They're not looking for the new series that they can get into. They're sticking with their old series and their old guts and their old feelings. If Dragon Ball Super was supposed to be a series that had new characters and to build upon, which would be very hard due to people wanting Goku and Vegeta to probably come back, like how Boruto's like right now, it's on legs, it's on 3 legs right now because it has characters that not many people are getting into very much because they're so deep in the lore of the old characters. I know exactly what it means to forget about history and repeating it, man. Back when I was growing up, I used to lose a lot of my game systems because I just failed to remember that people are not to be trusted when you're in middle school like that. Not everyone should be trusted. You should always keep your guard up. So again, I don't know if you said that quote just to be a quote guru, but what I said was not supposed to be interpreted as a way to forget history. To watch the one out next to favorite YouTubers. Let's see here. Because me and names, man, you gotta be really specific with me and names. Yes, I have watched the odd one out, and I think his animation style is great. Let's see here. I'm inspired to make my cast of characters into chibis now. I must thank you for that. It's just chibi style is so adorable. I think I got really into chibi styles for my characters once I turned the Mistress of Wonder into chibi thing. That's like her thing. She turns into a chibi-ified version of herself whenever she is being playful. And I think that's like a common thing for animes to do. Whenever like a moment is not serious anymore and it's more of a playful style, you put them in a different format to allow you to truly show that this is a joke. And I love the Mistress of Wonder's chibi-ified forms. It's great. I love drawing her that way. She's so adorable. She's so adorable. About God being tired of humanity and wants to get rid of it, but with such decision, he asks the devil to find one person to test him. Bob is kind of the average guy caught in the situation. It's like the whole, it's like the Alien X thing, where it's like two opposing sides, and you need that third guy to kind of be the neutral party to then get an actual thing, which makes sense. I like it. Calling Icons Iris is or Icon, i.e. just as joke. What would you think to be a good name? If you're talking about the chibi-ified version of the show that you're talking about as a name, I'm not gonna be lazy and say nobody cries for nothing chibi. No, that doesn't even roll off the tongue at all. Like, I don't know. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with names on the spot. You gotta give me like a good. If you want like a history lesson of all the names for the demon lords and all the names for the main characters and side characters, you're gonna have to sit me down and talk to me individually about separate names, because I actually wanted to put effort into these names here. Even Zarumahu Rohim, a name that looks so random, actually has so much more implications than you think it is, because it took me a while to think of it. So I'm not good with. It took me a while to get Nobody Cries for Nothing as the base name for my story. It used to have so many other names. Yeah, and it's funny. Friday the 13th is actually a really not bad lucky day for me in October, considering that the constant stream of badness happened for 2 years on October 27th. So it's like you're gonna have to give me a you gotta really think about that on my spectrum here. That's really weird. Yeah. People just so stupid. You spell it. Spell what? Oh, Highland, if you're talking about, like, hold on. I have it written here somewhere. Not entirely sure how to spell that. See, I don't want to give you the name and not be able to spell it right. I know I have it written here somewhere. Probably not, considering that it's like decades old and I don't know what happened to all of my sketchbooks. To go with a more simpler name, just go with no starts with an S. You gotta really give me a minute on this. Working for me. My name wrong. Whatever. Forget the X at the beginning. Oh my god. Are you really having an argument about your name? It's not that serious. It's just don't get dead. It's just with 2 X's. It's fine. Borrowing too. I once borrowed my Dragon Ball Volume 1 for someone and it took weeks to get it back. Yeah. Borrowing is very it's like a real meet halfway on the guy kind of thing, or girl you're giving to kind of thing. Yeah. Real. Say anything. Next or what? Awkwardly like this. I'm having difficulty naming a story following a group of superpowered criminals and a shapeshifter cop. Any suggestions on a name, placeholder, or otherwise? What is up with all these people trying to tell me to give them names? I already told you like a billion times. You gotta really sit me down and think about it because I can't just come up on a spot like that. However, it's just superpowered criminals and a shapeshifting cop. It depends. What's the mood? What's like the mood of the story? Because if it's serious, I gotta come up with a serious name. If it's more of a cartoony, actiony feel, then I can come up with like a cartoony, actiony name. Because cartoon names generally stem across more of a comedic element than, you know, like anime names, unless they're animes that are for comedic purposes. You know what I mean? Divine comedy. No, having an argument. We're trying to figure out how to tag people. He can't spell my. I'm sorry. Troubles. Oh, it's just a tagging problem. I remember tagging used to be easy back when YouTube and Google Plus was like an actual thing. Now that they separate from one another, whenever you reply to someone, it just stupidly puts their name next to you or something, and it doesn't even apply to anything. It doesn't. Unlike before, where it used to do that, and it actually, you know, went to the guy. Like a trio of adopted brothers, sort of a silly mood and slice of life-ish. I don't know why I came up with cop drama. I don't know why, but patrol officer, like the 3 are dealing with the patrol officer. Oh man, I don't know why I came up with Homestuck. It's like I'm trying. It's like home. Like what's it called? Like what do they call those? What do they call those moments when someone's under house arrest? There it is. Under house arrest. because of his brothers, and they're going over to parole officer. I'm gonna guess you're going way more places than just being in your house. So it's like, get these names. Need more detailing on a lot of things. I actually had to be working on it to actually have a good naming basis. It took me so long just to get a name for my own goddamn story. Weird. Hold on. How about that? Man, okay. Just random people. Alright. I'm on DeviantArt right now, just in case someone's wondering. But y'all seem to be having your own thing. Ooh. Looks interesting. Yeah, it's one of those characters that I see in, like, the backgrounds of stories, and I just say, what's your story? I want to know your story, dang it. And it kind of looks like a Danganronpa character. I don't know if you ever played Danganronpa, but you could plop her in there and she just looks just fine. Questions, answer them. What's happened to your art style? Yeah, why is everything so simple? I designed the characters for animations. Yeah, me are much more simple. Yes, having simple characters for animation. I guess that's another reason why. You know what? For a long time question of answering why, like some of my clothing is like in the simpler terms, is because if I ever get into animation and I want to animate my characters, I don't want to like start animating a ton of things that are weirdly animated. It's like Icon is like a perfect example of having both like his personality just combined to his clothing, but also simple enough to actually, you know, be him. So yeah. Hold on, I'm going back into the chat right quick. Yes, perhaps. I think Do You Want to Be the Universe technically works because it kind of wanted to block the comment. Power Perps? Power Perps. It actually does sound an interesting name. I've never heard of it before. It kind of reminds me of Powerpuff Girls, though. People, How do you feel about me eating at a mixed Tex restaurant with my family while watching you? I find that to be a very specific way to want to get to a live stream. I'm actually pretty shocked. Usually if I'm eating with my family, even if whatever live stream is going on, I'm spending time with them. I appreciate that. I don't know if your family sees this at all, but tell them I said hi. Gotcha, Potato. That's nice of you. I should also say goat helped inspire one brothers who want to be half person, half animal. Thanks to him, he's a goat man. Hey Josh, I'm doing a live stream right now, and one of the guys on the live stream, they said they actually made a story, and it was thanks to you that they made a character that was part man, part goat. Sweet. Thought you wanted to know that. No problem. Luckless. A goat has told me to tell you, thank you. Some art of my character on DeviantArt. Link to information about him. You could. That helps. Okay. As for the character, yeah, if you can link me something on DeviantArt, I can definitely have like a better feel of how to name them, because certain characters need to have like a name that fits their overall design. So yeah, seeing his design will definitely help. Patrol. I just went on a huge adventure. Hi, Couch Potato Cowboy's mom. Now I just feel awkward. One a huge adventure with my niece outside. So I'm breaking and watching this live stream. I heard you say something about your nieces, so maybe you can relate. Oh, yeah. I don't get to see my nieces very often. Actually, it's been almost a year since I've actually been able to see them due to the fact that I haven't actually, you know, moved from this area for like 3 quarters now. 3 to almost 4 quarters, which accumulates to a year. So I haven't actually seen them for a bit, and I miss them. Seeing them, I see them rarely. And every time I go to New Orleans to see them, they grow up like so fast. I bet Shelby's having like full-blown conversations with like multiple different people, having articulated and economic discussions with the Pope, for all I know. So it's like, they're great. That's fuss. Ram, man, Carby, you just, Carby, you just go at it with the names, man. I needed you when I was coming up with my name for my story. I mean, Jesus Christ, you don't know how long it took me to come up with Nobody Christ for nothing. Just like, man, may sound creepy, but where do you live? Not exactly. Yeah, it did sound creepy. Not exactly where you live, but what country, state, and stuff. Not because I sound like a creep. Hey, it's fine. I'm in Texas as like a broad sense. I'm near Houston as a near sense, and I'm in Austin as a direct sense. But I'm not gonna give you my street address, social security, phone number, and assortments of other things, you know. But yeah, I'm just in Austin due to college, because I think I mentioned I'm in the Arts Institute of Austin. So yeah, can't be anywhere else but here. A goat man, a bird, a plant master walk into a bar. Did they hit their head? What's up? You're just random results. Was a short word for a long sentence. Was a short word for but a long sentence. Pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis. Pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis can have pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis unless pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis didn't need pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis unless pericardiodomactosis partatastericamicosis was bad. That's about it. Okay. My line is thirsty. Back south, I'm probably never going to any convention due to my current living arrangements. Because like I want to go to Brony. I want to go to a BronyCon. I want to go to other conventions. I want to go to anything, but due to me being here, money being tight, if I need to go to PAX, I need to make sure I have over $1,000 on me, and which will never happen. You know how hard it was just to keep friggin' 500 on me. All right, go for goat. Yes, please. Information. The government is watching, always watching, and you never know when they might attack. I live in Kentucky. I live 30 minutes away from Walmart. Yay me. Hey, I live actually like 15 minutes away from a Walmart. Just go to show Walmart dominating the universe as it should. It depends on what you want, actually. I learned anything about creator Matt and creating a character to be able to stand out in the crowd. Yeah, that makes sense. They do. I think the Yu-Gi-Oh shows take this a little too seriously. It's like spot the main character, the game, and it's like the easiest game in the universe in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe. So they know how to make their character stand out, especially with what's wrong with his hair. So yeah, I try to do that, but in like a subtler sense. Like if you see Icon, anyone who can see that scarf of his, know that that's Icon, right? Anyone who sees that jacket on Judo, they know that's Judo. Anyone that sees like Yoko's like beanie, they know that's Yoko. It's like not many people will wear these things in a very distant crowd area. While some may do that, you can definitely tell through Yoko's like demeanor and how he's structured. He's definitely can stand out too. Along with his shoes. His shoes are definitely weird. Have you ever seen USS 31? It's an animation basically Homer's Odyssey in space. Huh. Homer's Odyssey in space. Weird. Our character like Naruto has like with colors, black and white, bleach objects. Dragon Ball, or just represent that. There's like, yeah. Little Witch Academia. Things happen. Yeah. It's mostly centered around the cop and the hooligans brothers. Cops only form. What time to say when shapeshift? Yeah. Like, yeah, that is also a good question. Like, what should the title basically say? Nobody cries for nothing is like a thing. To say the cop is basically saying a walking joke. Nobody cries for nothing. That entire thing is just supposed to be the entire premise. But yours is the entire premise is that he's a walking joke. Just one thing. My character is Undertale based. If that's okay. How is that not okay? It's great. Undertale's an awesome series. I mean, now that you come up with that, I'm now just thinking of Asgore and him just like having tea together. If you actually put it that way. A sweetheart but a doofus. You got any plans for Halloween? Now, for the first, it's just, I don't know. It's like, sweetheart but a doofus. Plans for Halloween? Not really. Again, the only plans I have for Halloween is the day after Halloween, where all the candy in Walmart is now half off or something, because that's Halloween for us grown-ups who don't go to other random people's houses and knock on their door for free candy. I am gonna have like my own candy stash just in case people want to come to the apartments and want candy. I actually have this thing where I'm gonna buy like 4 like big candy bags and just put on my door candy bags, 4 left. Anytime a kid is lucky enough to get to the door, he just gets this entire thing of candy. Boom! I'm just like the god tier of houses that they could hopefully stumble across on, which probably won't happen because my area is very hard to get to. But if they get to it, boom, 4 giant things of candy just waiting. Which of the 2 Halloween MOP episodes is your favorite? I liked the Luna episode. That was nice. I think it's because of what solidified Luna to be an interesting character. Too bad they haven't really been utilizing that very much. Not since the whole Daybreaker thing. But that's like Daybreaker episode. But that's all I gotta say. That holds a place in my heart, being great. The placeholder is so far is laughing stock. I made a Sans outfit for Halloween. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I was the only costume I ever made for Halloween was a Jeff the Killer outfit, and it actually was good. I don't know if you know Jeff the Killer. If you don't know who he is, look him up on the internet. It's not that scary. I actually made a Jeff the Killer thing. I got myself some white face paint and some red face paint, and basically just went at it. Got this wig that was covering my eyes and stuff, and just for almost the entire day, no one knew that it was me. They just saw me like sitting down in certain areas with my with my hands in my jacket pockets, and people were just kind of avoiding me because they didn't actually know me. And as soon as I actually like looked up and like took the wig off, like, what? So that's the only like crowning achievement of me ever making my own costume, even though it was like really simple. Cop being a walking joke. My plan for Halloween is sleeping and playing video games or watching YouTube. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing as well on Halloween. Probably not going to do much. What date? What's the date that falls on that? 30. It's gonna be a Monday or Tuesday. I forgot. Is Halloween 30th or 31st? I forget. Because I haven't celebrated Halloween in like so long. I'm sorry. Either way, it's on days that I have class, so I will have to do that as well. Whoops. Push something I wasn't supposed to. What did I do? Oh no. Oh god. I lost the chat. Here it is. College professor loved to bring up the random topics in class. About one day she was talking about how much he hates Naruto and fidget spinners, so I bought her a throwing star shaped fidget spinner. Oh my god. That's horrible. Oh, loves. Wait, she loves it? Like, she loves it. I'm getting mixed feelings here. It's like if she loved Naruto and fidget spinners and you got her that, because you did that to troll her, that'd be hilarious. I'm gonna go with Chara, but I didn't have the materials. So shockingly enough, it's very hard to find that type of shirt online and have it not cost like a bunch of dollars. Shockingly. Yeah. Unfortunate me, poor police patrol. That's actually a good one. Punchline police. Dude, Carby, you were great at this. I know Jeff the Killer. The story behind him is scary, but not the games. At least the ones I've seen. Yeah, there haven't been many good Jeff the Killer like games. Slender Man pretty much had that luxury, especially with the whole big budget one he had being like one game, two of them even like being really good, well built. But yeah, the Jeff the Killer storyline, I remember me doing like a whole entire creepypasta story in like a little mini sketchbook because I felt like it. I don't even know why. Response was because Naruto, and then I just walked off like a boss. That's a lie. I had to sit down in the class and awkward eye contact for the rest of the day. Jeff the Killer, Max, and Mean Stars. Huh, that's fun. Where was that when I was making my own costume? Actually, I like Punchline a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I just like that. That's a good one. So I loved topics, but she still doesn't. So she still. So I said. Say past tense. I feeling I'm making you confused a little bit, but I think I got it. Okay, love to bring up talk. I think I got it. Slender Manico walking simulator. Walking simulator with an added tone of death. It's like if you're walking slow, better walk faster. I'm coming. Oh jeez. Yeah, but I think this is pretty much going to be a short stream. I do want to actually do something today. Go out and get something to eat with my buds. We just got through watching Voltron, actually. For anyone who watches the Voltron animated, the original animated thing for Netflix, me, Josh, and Tyler just got through watching all the newest episodes that came out. Really good. Pacing-wise, it kind of dipped a bit in like the middle of it, but that's about it. I don't know if you guys actually watch Voltron. Worst costumes you ever done for Halloween? Myself. It was so lazy. Like, I was myself for Halloween. It was like the laziest thing I ever did. And whenever I actually went to something, I don't remember me actually going all out for many costumes. I don't even remember when I was young and what I went. I remember going as Sasuke once. Actually, yeah, I do remember me going as Sasuke once. And I went as Curse Mark Sasuke. So I got like, I got the blue, I had the blue shirt, weird armband things, the shorts and stuff, and I remember having my mom look at an image online and marker the curse mark seal on my neck and also around my face and arm and like side of my chest. I do remember that very fondly, and it was a good costume. Sorry, I came up with that. That's the one I'm most proud of because that's the one I want. That's why I was at my apex in like happiness for Naruto. So yeah, there's that. Worst would probably be my Giant Egbert costume since I didn't even have the time to get the wig. My worst costume, myself, because my life is a lie. I once scared the ever-loving hell out of my supervisor by coming into work with a fake gunshot to the head and angel wings. Wow. Okay. I don't know why, but for some reason that reminded me of when I tried to get my boss to play Five Nights at Freddy's. I really don't know why I did that. I don't remember why I did that. Like it was fun though. I really wish I had my old channel back just to get those old little goofy videos back. Any thoughts on reacting to the Hey Arnold Jungle movie? It depends. Hey Arnold was never really a show I really got that far into, really much. I don't know, maybe it was the art style or something. But I did hear something, I don't know if it's true or not, that it was supposed to have like this like send-off movie or something. And if that's supposed to be the movie name, I guess, so I can look it up. But I'm not entirely sure. I've never been too much into the series. Hilga is the only character I truly remember because she was like their version of a tsundere. So this looks like it is the movie that they were talking about. But I don't think I'm actually gonna watch it. If not react to it. If not react to it, at least watch it on my own time. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to get into it and then say something that I should know about the series or something, and because I don't know that much about the series. Sorry, I had to go. Now my mom is. It's just on a road trip. I probably not in time. I'm gonna stream. And all right, later. Don't get dead. Put emphasis into theatrical makeup on the wound. Soak some fake blood. The patient laughed. Staff did not. Oh God. Was the Icon book named Nobody Cries for Nothing? Yes, the Icon book is named. I don't remember which page it was, but it was in chapter 2, where he's about to turn Hiroshi into the Hiroshi that you hate and love. And he says he opens up the book, Nobody Cries for Nothing, this page. The book is complete. In his side, the book is complete. So if he says it from the past, even though he's technically in the past, in the flashback, he's far before the events that occur. So that's just how it is. So he has the book of Nobody Cries for Nothing, and the story that you are reading is Nobody Cries for Nothing. If that's supposed to be like a subtle jab to let you know that he's like beyond the scope of this dimension and this reality, there you go. He's beyond the reality that he's currently in right now. I go big. I believe you. I was thinking of something similar to Icon's bookmarks or Icon snippets. You were just reminding me of a special I need to get started on. You just reminded me, because Christmas is almost showing up. Christmas is almost showing up, and I need to do something for that. I have a story, I have a backstory, basically, about Christmas. And I want to get done before Christmas gets here. And frankly, 2 months is actually not a lot of time for me, especially how my schedule is. But there is something for something for Valentine's Day I do want to do for nothing. Why did I say nothing? For Icon, and I hope I can get that done. I hope I can get that done. I have a special for Halloween. I have a special for Valentine's Day that I want to get done. And all because of Icon's bookmarks and Icon snippets. Icon has filler in the book. He does have filler in the book. Just want to let you know that he does have things that he can just get rid of and no one will care about because it doesn't matter. And sometimes he even scratches those things out. The story that is on Valentine's Day is supposed to be one of those filler arcs. And it has a Valentine's Day theme to it. Icon back cover can actually work out because, like, you know how, well, I don't know why I'm about to say this, like, it's a broad thing. I usually put, like, random things in the back of my notebooks and stuff just to declare it as, this is mine, and stuff like that, and just me trying to be some silliness. And I can see Icon probably doing that as, like, a joke, even if he was a jokester, which he's not, so it's kind of hard to say. My best costume, myself. Worst costume for myself. Hey, you are your best costume and your worst costume. Besides, on April Fools, I'm gonna tell you about my life. Cause my life's a joke. Was side called Random Demon. Was side called Random Demon Junior. Here is seeing who Lucifer is embarrassed creating, or scratch that. It's hard to pronounce. Yes, that whole thing. What's your favorite part of character creation? My favorite part of character creation is how I'm going to kill them off later. Gonna let that sink in for a bit. Best part of character creation is just seeing how they're going to be implemented into the story in general. I never make a character with no purpose. The only characters I make with no purpose is the background characters that have nothing to do with the overarching plot, and I just have to put them in for filler. But for characters that are actually, you know, prominent, I want to detail how they're going to affect the story in general. Like, most of the time when a story is pretty much clear cut in my head and how it's going to go, and then a new character pops up and say, okay, this is how he's going to enhance the scene, this is how she's going to further the plot in this way, that sort of thing. Just having my mind then rearrange all the things that I once knew about my story, all because I come up with a new character, is one of the best parts about making a character, because that's how a story is supposed to go. Like, a character is supposed to influence and interact with things in a different way than what you already have planned. And that's what I like. So. Santa Claus with beard and everything. Oh, Icon becoming Santa Claus would be terrifying. Oh. I sent the link to you in DeviantArt. The backstory I made for him is basically fan fiction in a game. Good answer. Very good answer. Best thing, killing characters. Okay, Camila. hey, I've been killing characters before Camila was even conceived. I'm joking, of course, but a lot of people, a lot of creators I know that I'm associated with apparently likes to kill off characters in a very, very interesting ways and meaningful ways at that. I've been killing characters since I was 6. Which is scary, because I already knew the concept of death and what implications that it goes about it when a very young age, and before I was even 6. So it's like, man, because I believe it was like chapter 2 of the first time I came up with the story. 3 people that were important died, and it's funny how that works. Like, Jesus Christ. Dude. Oh, he looks nice. Yeah, he looks nice. He has red eyes, so that's supposed to be like an indication that all my spectrum of how names are supposed to be structured. Like, gotta give me a minute on his name. Gonna get back to the stream. Hold on. Oh man, I'm starting to get left behind. Okay. Maybe icons of blotting paper. Paper isn't. Use the right things. Icon side book could be a thing. Because just because he has that one book, that book is mainly just so he can document things and also, you know, enhance the story that he's currently in right now through nothing. But he doesn't mean he doesn't also write other things that he has. The original end story before I changed it to a lighthearted story. The violent end of one. The brothers, among others. Temptation is rising. I killed my imaginary friend. I actually had an imaginary friend. I lost him. I lost him. You lost your imaginary friend. I'm not joking here. I think his name was Jim. I remember having him when I was still living in New Orleans. I just don't know. I misplaced him. This was back when I actually believed imaginary friends were real and I actually got to talk to him. I was that crazy. Yes. I lost him. He went somewhere and I lost him. I lost an invisible man. And it was, ooh. Though not shocking, I saw him. obviously, as a kid with an imagination and whatnot, but I literally lost them. I'm ashamed of myself. I wish I was pulling your leg, but I just remember my young self looking around the house, looking for him until Hurricane Katrina hit, and I just didn't find him. Oh Lord, I really wish I was joking. I really wish. He's been killing off characters more than Attack on Titan. Oh, trust me, Attack on Titan is in the background, saying, "Man, dude, lighten up. Come on, it's a life you're killing." Trust me, man. We've only scratched the surface of how many characters. All the characters that you see right now, oh, buddy. Some of them you're gonna wish were dead. It was weird. I didn't have my imaginary friend. So convinced that my family thought he was real. Do you remember what your imaginary friend was? Mine used to be a penguin. Mine used to be like a very tall guy. If I had to truly remember, he was tall. I always liked looking up. He was very tall, and actually, subconsciously, I think he looked a lot like Stanford. Subconsciously. He obviously did not look exactly like Stanford. But Stanford, if you know who he is, he's the tall guy who controls, needles and stuff and has bandages all over him. He's a very tall dude, wears black and, weird eyes, stuff like that. He kind of looked like him, though he was bald. So it's like, no, I'm not trying to do like a Slender Man thing. He looked nothing like Slender Man. No. He was bald, he had like green skin, and now this is making it look like the anonymous thing on 4chan or something. This is weird. I'm gonna stop talking about him. He's gone now. For all I know, I'm just. I do specifically remember he was just a tall guy. Do you remember? I never had an imaginary friend because I don't have friends. Sad day, man. Single tear. Come on. Guess I'm a good actor. Guy named Fred. Don't know where I got the name. I don't know where I got the name Jim. Plot twist. Icon and Jim back for revenge. Icon is not that tall. I'm talking about hit the ceiling head. Kind of tall. No, but that's a nice name. Side notes. Side notes is fine. Side notes. Yep. It is now 6:16. I actually do need to start going somewhere, actually. So I might have to end off the stream right now. This is actually being one of my shorter ones, shockingly. But I had fun. My voice is actually starting to get to me now. And as for Rick and Morty, I'm hopefully going to see if I can get the episode 6 up today. Hopefully. So, for everyone, I'd like to say thanks for showing up for the stream. Ponies? Yeah. We're about to end this now. Termination tutorials as Jarvis. Yeah. We'll talk more about this next week and other things as well. Thanks for participating in this one. Head off to DeviantArt to check out my newest animation that I'm trying to get done. It's the backstory thing. Just to say that for people who watch the stream after the fact. And support me in any way you can, whether it be just watching my videos or just or pretending like I exist. Either or, it works out. So yeah, this is Do You Want to Be a Universe. See you guys next time. Bye.